Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Writer's Block Podcast. This is episode number 58. I'm joined here with some good friends of mine. Christian Blaker back with us once again. Let me give my guy a round of applause, man. There we go. What's up, Christian?
What's up, y'all?
Thanks for coming to my house and invading my space once again to do this podcast with me. I appreciate that, sir. We also got a new face in the building. Light-skinned, handsome man over there. I don't know what race he is.
You say new face, but I'm not even on camera. So
we got but that's why I said new face, because I said new face and ambiguous. Who knows what the audience is picturing right now? Like they could be thinking of like a fucking just Ken.
Let's leave some mystique behind that.
We got Travis back there on the camera on the ones and twos today. Hello, buddy. How are you?
Great. What up, world?
So I'm happy to be here. This is episode number 58. I'm excited. I've been posting about this on my page. You guys know the open mic over at the Comedy Zone finally started Wednesday night. I will give myself a... Thanks, Christian. Thanks, man. So Comedy Zone open mic hosted by your boy. Wednesday night was great, guys. Thank you to everybody who showed up. All the comedians who came in and signed up, people who called in, people who are showing up to get drunk. We love that. Brian said he did really well. He was the bartender over there. It was a great show, man. Christian doesn't... were you there, Christian? Christian didn't come to the show. Why weren't you there, man?
Because some of us have to work a day job.
Yeah.
And not all of us get the local comedy club to jerk us off.
Shut the fuck up, dude. All right, man. What a fucking hater. No, I'm kidding. I told Christian like weeks, and Christian was the first person to know the information after I got the information. I've been told him to change his work schedule so that he could come to the Wednesday show, but he was like, nah, I care more about money than live comedy, which, I guess that doesn't really sound bad, does it?
Yeah, what do you make doing live comedy? What do we make? Like,
hey, man, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun on Wednesday night, Christian. You missed out on the memories.
You get booked on 3 host sets and a feature, and you're like, $120. Let's go.
But Travis came to the show. Travis, what did you think of the comedy show, man? The Wednesday night.
Honestly, I was pretty surprised when I walked in. Like, I showed up pretty late, but yes. I mean, the fact that it was all packed out, like for first show, that's awesome.
I set it up. So it's in the lobby bar. First of all, it's not in the comedy club. It's not inside on the stage as of right now. There's more work to do. I tweeted this. If y'all saw my status, there's a lot going on in the Jacksonville Comedy Water right now, man.
You don't gotta disclose all the behind the scenes. Like, it's in the main room.
I did it. I didn't disclose everything, but everything's going crazy. So we're in the lobby right now, but it's cool. We're setting up. I feel like a year and a half of good shows, of good turnouts. Who knows what could happen? You know what I mean? If you guys aren't doing anything on Wednesday nights, come out. I usually open the show with like 5-10 minutes of, just jokes, trying to get everybody into it. I try to start on time. We did not start the first one until 7:30, but that's only because, once again, we're always waiting for people to show up at a certain, open mic comedy. People aren't as eager, but it was still fun. So if you want to see me do jokes, because people who did show up later were like, when are you going to go up? When are you going to go up? I'm like, I'm the first one to start the show, and then I kind of just bring everybody else up. I didn't interrupt people's jokes and do like 5 minutes in between each comic.
Do a minute, or like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I might do a couple riffs and stuff later on, but I was also a little drunk at this one. I was actually drinking at this show.
Like 2 drinks deep then?
I had like 3 shots or so, and it was a good time. And people came out, people hung. You still had those open mic things that people were running the lights and shit like that, but that happens, and figure it out.
Just remember, you had to kick off that one guy who was like 2 minutes over. just saying the
name names.
I don't even remember his name. This guy looked like he was in. No, listen, this guy looked like he was in like a 70s bikers gang. He had like a blue do-rag on. He had like some weird, like you saw him, Travis. You know what I'm talking about. It's like kind of older, greasy white male, but he drank a lot. Shout out to him. He brought people out. So I think the reason that I didn't put him up earlier in the set is because he brought most of the people who were there at first. So I let him go over a minute, and then he was just talking at one point. And when people go over the light, I'm trying to like figure out, okay, I'm going to let you get one more punchline, and then I'm going to get up there.
Since they have
Travis,
a punchline.
Travis could have said, this guy was just talking. I didn't know when the joke was. Or
was he like super dark?
No, he kind of
very very dad jokey. Like,
you mean, I thought you meant.
He kind of looked like you.
Okay, you mean like material dark.
Yeah.
No, he didn't steal your swag. He didn't. What? You hate Christian hates when I call him a dark comic. That's what I've learned now. But he also hates when I call him buddy, which we're going to talk about eventually, because I think that's just a word of endearment. But yeah, so Wednesday night, thank y'all for showing up. We'll be doing the show every Wednesday. It's a free show, all right? A lot of people hit me up the day of asking how much it was to get in. I told y'all, show up. Just walk. It's literally in the hotel lobby on some fucking Sweet Life of Zach and Cody shit. And we really pimped that bitch out, man. So show up 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We'll be out there every Wednesday. Christian, you hosted Tuesday this past week. How was that? It was at Voussoir. That's the mic that I usually talk about on here anyway.
It was fine. It wasn't the best. We didn't have the greatest outing. It was like half normal, but we fucking trucked through, dude. Got some good riffs in there. Talked about a drunk lady in the audience because it's stand-up comedy.
The same drunk lady who shows up with like the fake boob job and like the dress.
The one that you would hit, but you'd have to be.
I would not hit. Y'all would hit. Listen, there's a lady who they flirt with every day on stage. I mean, every
You're
night.
supposed to flirt with the room on stage.
Listen, that lady looks like she's down for every last one of y'all, and
I hope she is.
Whichever one of y'all to be the first to take it is gonna be nasty. I'm gonna be sitting there waiting.
Yeah,
I'm
you were waiting for
notes.
seconds.
That was good. But yeah, so I think hosting shows now is a little different than just showing up and doing my set and leaving. Was it different for you, like having to host that? Because like usually,
of course,
I do my jokes and I go home. You know, I don't.
Yeah, Bobby's not a comic, basically.
What does that mean? Go to explain.
Like you hang, like you talk to comics about their set, you talk about the show afterwards. Bobby's like 8 down on the list. He gets to 8. He's like, when are you up? 2 comics? All right, I'm probably gonna stay, but I might dip.
No, so I stay to see my friends. Friend.
Friend.
What?
Singular.
There's multiple people. I stay to watch you. I watch Mikey B. I watch Morgan when she's here in town. I watch some other people too.
Can I go a little off script?
Go ahead. There's no script
for a minute.
Yes.
All right. So I didn't mean to open with something heavy like this, but I just had something happen recently in my life, and I kind of want to talk about it.
Ooh, let's do it.
Sometimes in life, like you kind of think that there isn't really like a pathway or like a guideline or anything pushing you, that things kind of just happen. There's no really purpose for them. Things are just interactions that randomly go on. And then occasionally you get to points in life where you're just like reminded that I don't know if it's God, I don't know what it is, but something is overseeing you. And I was given this example recently because I was just blessed to be in this spot where previously, about a week ago, you guys had heard something. I'm pretty sure it was like an episode of this podcast. And then I got to be the following week, which is really great for me because now I get to be like, fuck you, Morgan, and fuck you, Mikey B.
Yo, I didn't condone any of this. I had no idea that was coming. Hold on. You're beefing with the last episode. All right. If you haven't heard, go catch up. Episode 57, Morgan Gallo, Mikey B came through. We recorded that podcast 2 months ago, and they were on my ass about putting it out. But a lot happened, and I lost a bunch of people. All right. So, all right. It was a fight. Okay. But yeah, this is the Christian that we were referring to.
Yeah, I tried to get that off my chest.
I don't even remember what was said. What was said about it? Because you were supposed to be here. Oh yeah, because you were supposed to be here to do the show, and you didn't show up.
Yeah, you had to have the uglier version of me fill in, Mikey B.
Yo, Jesus Christ. Yo, I don't know. Don't use my podcast to get your beefs off, bro. Don't. You have a podcast coming that you can handle that on.
Hey, this is the podcast wars now. You know how they have like real podcast wars? Yeah. We're like the Jacksonville CU podcast wars.
So yeah, that was Wednesday night. He's talking about Tuesday Voussoir. There was also a show, Ink Factory. All right, I want to talk about that. Ink Factory, that's a little bar out at the beach area. Scott Wadley booked me on that show a couple weeks ago. Shout out to him. This is the first time I did a podcast since that, so I want to talk about it. You came to the second show. We had 2 shows that night, 6:30, 8:30. Me, Alex Sanders, Scott Wadley, and Joe Sensabella. Did I say that right?
Yep.
I don't know. Some people have. I don't know. It's Joe Cincibella. So that was the showcase over at Ink Factory. It was great, dude. That was one of the best rooms in Jacksonville that I've ever done comedy in. The first show was insane. I was the first comic. Oh, Dean Nimnick hosted it. Also, I can't forget Dean.
Dean Nimmick. Go ahead.
Dean Nimmick. Sorry. But yeah, so that was great. A bunch of white people. It's out of the beach, so that's what I expected. But like, I'm talking like. They were there to fucking laugh and support us, dude. Like, very rarely, like, the shows that we're talking about, yeah, they're, like, you should still come out and, like, you know, do the show. But what do you think the difference was from the energy of what we go to every week to work out and that show? I mean, they did pay to be there. You know, they did pay to, you know, everyone showed up on time. Everyone laughed. Everyone was engaged. But I don't understand still why that isn't like regularly for the shows, man.
Well, number one, it's a paid show. You're always going to get a better reaction. Paid shows are like if you can do well, this sounds crazy, but if you can do well at open mics, you will do great at paid shows. Like realistically.
You know, speaking of which, I gotta check my mailbox. He was supposed to have our checks at the end of the show, but Scott fucked up.
I was about to say, you sneak diss Scott 3 minutes into the episode, and then you're like, yo, big up Scott Watley for booking me on that show.
I didn't sneak diss Scott. What did I say?
I didn't do like 5 minutes between people's set, like, you know.
You thought I was talking about Scott? You know how many hosts are in America? Come on now, Travis. Look at him just assuming people, man. Jesus Christ.
He called out on his
Nah. It was, shout out to Scott.
Don't roll me into the beat, that's all I'm saying.
Nah, Travis, you're here now. You're part of the gang. You're part of the gang. If we get stole on, you get stole on too, brother.
Back in it.
But yeah, so that was a good show, man.
That was a great show.
It was insane, dude. Shout out to everybody who came out there. Shout out to Erica. After the first show, I was feeling myself. I won't lie. That first show, so many people were coming up to talk to me after the show. Like usually, I think this is not gross, but I kind of get that I have to do it. I think COVID just made me a germaphobe. Everyone was just coming up, like, shaking my hand and like, oh, good set, man, good set. But everyone's hand had a different temperature. And I noticed each time. I was like, oh, this isn't fun for me. But
you said what makes that show good? It was a paid show and it was a bunch of Republicans.
Dude, Republicans, thank you for laughing at comedy shows. All
Honestly.
Right, these motherfucking Dems. Listen, man, I would love Republicans. Please show up to every one of my shows. Like, I will give you my vote if y'all come out to.
I'll vote pro-life. What's up?
If you come out to these comedy shows, those Republican laughs, man.
I'll keep those guns going into schools, dude. Let's go.
Those are great laughs.
What's 18 lives in Texas if I get to kill once a week?
I also just realized I forgot. I have to say this now, and I can't tell you guys on air what was the cause that I had to say this. Comedy Zone, all right, doesn't have the same views as the people on this podcast. Shout out to them. Okay, we love our live comedy club here in Jacksonville.
The podcast is not associated with the Comedy Zone.
Yeah, they don't have the same views as the people you see sitting over here, but we're here to have fun, man. Make sure you go to comedyzone.com, check out who's coming to town and get some tickets. We got B. Simone's coming this weekend. I've never seen her do stand-up, but, you know, she's been on Wild 'N Out. She's been touring. She was on the No Cap Comedy Tour, which is here tonight at the Memorial Arena. So after this, I'm going to go hand out some flyers about the show. And then David A. Arnold is coming. Guys, you don't want to miss that weekend. I'm going to be there because I'm actually a fan of David A. Arnold. Dude, he had a special on Netflix called Fat Ballerina. One of the best and funniest specials Netflix has in their entire catalog. So he's doing a tour right now. It ain't for the week. He'll be here next weekend. So make sure y'all come out to that show. And yeah, man, that's all I had for that quick little promo in there.
Yeah, so you're like literally promo ingrained into you. Like you promo everybody. People who probably don't even need the promo. You're like, hey, go check out Dave Chappelle's newest special.
I'm glad you brought up Dave Chappelle's newest special because there is a special I want to get to. We're here, we might as well go for it anyway. Ali Siddiq put out a new special, The Domino Effect.
Oh, my rival. Let's go.
So, as y'all know, I think he's one of the best storytellers of all time, if not the best in comedy. He's in my top 5 in comedy of all time. The first comedian to give me a chance on a professional stage. Clap it up, clap it up. Woo!
That's why he's in the top 5.
Nah, man, it's great. I'm telling you, dude, I told you this. Like, you were just talking about, like, God, and you set that up very clearly because you told me you didn't even believe in him eventually. Like,
that's not true.
Well, you said something.
Chill.
All right, well, all right, maybe I misread our conversation. But what I'm getting to is when I was telling you about, like I talked about all of this before it happened. Like, and you know, like I spoke to communicate with God before all of this kind of started happening and falling into place for me. I used to, when I first started comedy my first year, and like I was really into like writing heavy. Like I was writing every day. I would memorize my act. I'd listen to it on my lunch breaks at work and all this other stuff. And I would listen to Ali Siddiq clips on Spotify when I was trying to learn how to be a comedian. I would drive from Jacksonville to Tallahassee or Orlando or whatever and just play that before I even met him. So the fact that he was the first comic who I hear and did my podcast and, you know, show me love. And then I went to go look at like just testimonies from other comedians when they were talking about his special and stuff like that. This man just does that for he does that for young comedians and people like us and, you know, people who are trying to make it in that and puts us in a position to, you know, change everything else. So I got to shout out to him. The Domino Effect is the special of the year right now. Like I talked to you about wanting to make a comedy special on my birthday, but like that would be a special that I'm like, oh shit, this is one of the specials that you have to, you know, watch whenever it's your time to be on Netflix, HBO, whatever the fuck you get in the future. Like, so go check that out. One of the funniest shits. Have you watched it yet? I sent it to the group chat.
So I haven't watched anybody's special this year. Okay. I've watched bits and pieces of specials this year. Also, I guess if
Travis, I fucked the thing up. Travis, help me put this banner up in a new position. Go ahead, Christian, finish your point. I'm
apparently didn't do a good job at helping.
We're gonna finish my point while you're doing this in the background.
Go ahead. Talk.
I feel like I'm gonna. All right. Well, no. What I was gonna say is, now that I found out that Ali is real cool about helping out new podcasts and young podcasts. Let's go back to my last episode on this podcast and rescind my initial statement. Maybe I won't be bigger than you in 5 years, but I appreciate the love. If you want to help me out, feel free to. Also, while we're on the topic of the Comedy Zone, don't listen to the episodes I do here because I'll never be allowed on your stage. So, if we could just stay off of this entire podcast for anybody who matters, that'd be pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, dude. I remember when I told you that I tried not to be annoying to comedians who give me like, you know, their numbers or like information, like you know, because I never knew what I was supposed to do with it, you know, but I'm learning like all these other comics are just showing up to cities that the people who gave them shots are in and like, hey, do you have time on your shows? My nose running. Is that why you did that?
No, it is running, but
okay.
No, I did it because my nose itched.
Cool. Thanks. But yeah, so like that's what I'm learning. Like that's what I'm supposed to do with these numbers. The people that you meet, like I'm not supposed to be intimidated by like, hey, I'm in this city. Like, how do I get stage time? And they're like, oh man, I remember you. Come on, yo, yeah. I'm supposed to work on my act and do that. And there were just so many other comedians who talked about him doing that for them. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like that's what I'm supposed to do. Like, you know, whatever we're going to. I forgot what I was saying about that.
You ever drunk text comics?
I do not. That is one. Dude, I just told you that I'm very nervous of sober texting these people.
That's what I'm saying, though. When you're drunk, you get that liquid courage in you. You're like, you know what? What's up? Can I get 10 minutes?
But people do hit me up and like they're like, hey man, keep in touch. And I'm like, all right, well now that I know, like I'm the kind of person who I'm going to use that. You know, I'm going to check in and see what's going on.
Did you text him for
don't ghost me. I did, man. Yeah, I said, so like, what do you even say to someone who's like, I'm in my position, and I'm like, what do you even say to someone who
you say
has a special like that?
Yeah, great.
I did. I said congratulations.
You treat them like a person.
Yeah, exactly. With that being said, I did talk to you about what I want to do for my birthday this year. I want to shoot some type of mini special or something like for myself. Yeah. And what do you think about that? Like I feel I'm 4 years into it now, and I want to be like I told you. I should be a lot. I would have been a lot better, like and have my material, like writing and like finalizing all that stuff, if I wasn't doing everything for myself. Which is why I thank Travis for coming here today because he is saving my life and my creativity. You're the man. Thanks, but man. Yeah, like after I did that Ink Factory show, I felt like I did well on those shows in the moment and all this stuff. But I listened back to my jokes, and I'm like, wow, these sound really incomplete. I
think that's honestly like the best perspective you can have because when you're in the moment, you're like so first person. Even when you're doing well, like I did that on Thursday. Like I had a great set on Thursday.
Where were you Thursday?
CBD. And I did like all new shit, like shit that I wrote this week. I did like 7 or 8 minutes of brand new material.
Nice, dude.
And I was
clap
like,
it up for you.
Fuck yeah, dude. It only took me a month to write it. What's up?
Hey, man, I literally sit at this smoke shop. I could have written a whole hour of comedy if I diligently did it at the smoke shop, but I still haven't.
Yeah, but it also comes in like ebbs and flows. So like you'll write like 10 minutes in like 3 days, and then you'll go like a month and you can't write a joke.
I created brain dump, texted Christian. Is that the right way? Created brain dump the other day because it was
last night, but it's okay.
I didn't want to say last night. I mean, you don't have to tell people we talk after 12 in the morning, bro. Make me look weird.
I mean, if I'm in your house already, I should hope we're talking.
But yeah, dude, man, like you're right. It just comes in waves and moments, man. There's those moments where you get some nugget of idea or a realization where you're like, holy shit, I've been missing it all along. Like, this is it. This is where it's supposed to be. I started writing a TV. Go ahead.
You know why that happens?
I do not know why.
So I learned this when I was trying to learn how to code. So your brain works in 2 different formats. And when you're learning something, it's like downloading all the information, right? And it's just trying to like take in everything as much as it can, like a sponge.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing like mundane, easy things where your brain doesn't work a lot, so like you're doing dishes, you're driving, just something like simple.
Yeah.
Your brain starts putting all the wires together and connecting everything.
Yeah.
It's like interesting.
Oh, wow.
So when you're learning stuff, like you're watching a special, you're taking it in, you're like watching somebody do stand up or like anything like that, you're supposed to like kind of detach from it afterwards and just go do like simple, easy things. And then your brain, through sleep, through like the background noise of it, puts everything together and starts like creating pathways for you to be able to understand how to use them.
When did you learn that? You just reading?
No, I tried to teach myself how to code like a year or 2 ago. And it was like one of the first lessons they teach you.
So, well, shit, like, that's interesting to know. Like maybe my brain definitely felt like I was doing some fucking coding, dude. I started writing a TV show, and like, so I used to like write little scripts and stuff like that. I'd go up to Waffle House and just like, chill and do something all night. But I've only been stand up focused and pod focused and stuff like that. But like writing a TV show about like the people who are actually in your life, like it was so much easier because like back then I had to like create scenarios, so like try to create characters or make people, and then now I'm like paying attention to the people and what's actually happening around me and in my life. And I sent you the screenshot of the characters and all this shit. Like those were real things. Like there's something that's like I don't want to give it away right now, but man, I'm excited. I'm gonna really push myself to get this up within a year. Get the script done within a year. But
you jumped off topic real quick. You want to do a special, right?
That's what I was talking about. Like, oh yeah, so. Like the creative, like when you get that spark, man, it attaches to everything. Like it comes from everything. So with the special, I was talking to you about like me and my jokes sounding incomplete. You know what I mean? Like where now I'm like, oh, like that was a good set, but there's still more to be done. Like now I have something where I'm like, this is going to push me to have it done by my birthday, September 13th this year, because, like you were saying, sometimes there's not things pushing you forward or inspiring you and shit. I think like setting something like this for myself where I'm like, okay, I didn't like how that ended at all. By my birthday, 6 months or whatever from now, it's going to be totally different. It's going to be ready. It's going to be presentable. I'm going to make it a special moment. Like this is what I'm wanting to put together and deliver. It's what I've been fucking working on,
Right. No, I think like the more you like do a joke, the more you also see that it's like not finished, especially early on, which I mean, neither of us are like super far into comedy, but I feel like early on you write like one note to a joke. Like you have one premise or one topic and you write like 1 or 2 jokes in that thing. It's like 30 seconds, a minute long.
Travis also does stand-up comedy or did stand-up comedy. Travis. All right. Yeah. So tell them what, I talked to Travis at the show and just asked him a lot about his life because we didn't just meet. But we just started talking to each other. Like you told me about him, and Mikey told me about him, but that was about it. So you told me that you did used to do stand up.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's a debatable thing, depending on who you ask.
Wait, how is it? How is it
like,
debatable?
It's like the type of shit I'd bring up there. It's like usually a lot of fucking dick jokes and like all that sort of thing.
That's majority of comedy.
Oh, of course.
Not majority of comedy. Let me not say that. That's majority of.
I try to bring
comedy.
A certain nuance to it, but really, it's just.
You know what I learned though, man. I've also seen, though, professional comics and people who come in the comedy clubs and theaters doing dick jokes and people dying laughing.
Yeah.
So I think I just had a stigma around that shit because I'm like, oh, really? That's easy. But that shit works, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's not the most creative and unique thing in the world, but it gets a laugh.
I guess so. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm gonna throw a spearhead into this. Is it that easy? Why is it so much easier? Just because you don't have like a point in real life to manipulate. Like if you had like a real point, like if you were like big on like gun control and you made a joke that was like a parallel to gun control, and you're like, my joke is so clever because I had a real point behind it. that's the only way that stand-up gets like more leveled or harder. Like if you do a joke about relationships, or you do a joke about like you having an STD, they're on the same level of difficulty.
Wait, so you think all jokes are on the same level of difficulty?
No, I think that until you start putting like points behind your jokes,
trying to be more personable and relatable behind it.
I understand. I understand where you're going. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all, man. Like you know me. I'm a material guy. I'm a substance guy. I'm really trying to kick my out.
Hey, just started being a material guy because you thought you were an energy guy 2 weeks ago.
Motherfucker, no. All right. So, but the reason, that's it. We'll get there. I'm saying like material guy as far as like I've always cared about what you're saying, like what the joke is, like the way that I approach like stand up and stuff like that. I actively tried to phase all that other stuff out of my act that everyone else was doing in the scene and stuff like that.
You give me flack for being into turns and misdirects. Oh, you mean joke structure?
I don't give you flack for that. I just say you're here because I asked you to fucking teach me how to think like that. Like I approach comedy not from an analytical way as you. I approach it from just I get the creative inspiration and then I have to go put it together. Right. Like you kind of know how to put it together, but you're looking for what you're gonna what you're gonna say and put after. I feel like
I'm looking for how to like live in the material more than trying to write the material.
What else? So this is also something I wanted to bring up because I've been seeing more of this and it's really getting on my nerves and it's disgusting. Let me get my sound bite ready.
Bobby's like, these goddamn LGBTQ people.
What, man? All right. It's a sad day. It was a sad day for me a while ago, man. All right. Travis, I feel like you're going to feel my pain. I don't at all. I'm just saying that because you're here.
I'm here
but Christian, I don't know if I told you this. Let me play. Nope, not this. All right, I forgot where my sad soundtrack was, but I'm not gonna put it there. My very first ever girlfriend is currently engaged to be married, and
listen, I didn't even propose without your blessing. All right,
shut the fuck up, dude. Man, I want to talk about that. I think that's terrible. I think it's hurtful. It's offensive. I'm seeing a lot more boyfriend content on Instagram these days. I don't like it. I think stop it. Remember when men used to go to war? I think we should bring that back.
I think they still do.
wait, really?
I mean, there might be one going on right now in Europe. It's okay.
Okay. Dude, why was I actually hurt, bro? Like, I was actually so offended when I found out that she was engaged. Like, I don't know.
You thought she was going to stay single forever just in case Bobby came back one day?
You're supposed to. Your first girlfriend, your first date, I feel like that's always your person, bro. You should
my first girlfriend is a crackhead.
That's all. Hey, so whenever she gets sober, you should be there for her. You know what I mean? And like, you should always be able to go back to your first.
Yeah, I made that mistake when I was 17, sure. Not when I'm
going to tell you right now, my friend, it ain't worth it.
No.
Listen, why do you say that, Travis?
Well, my ex, my first girlfriend, she actually, Snapchatted me the other day. Didn't say a word or anything. She just sent me a picture of her boobs.
Yes, sir. No. Your first should always be able to come back. And
it's a trick. It's a bait. Trying to lure you into all their fucking problems. Like, listen, like I looked at them. I took a real good look at them, and then I put my phone away. That was it. I'm not trying to say nothing to her. Yeah. She's giving me enough trouble.
You're like, listen. I got one quick right off the dome, and we were done with it.
I don't know.
I miss them titties.
It hurt me so much. I don't know, bro. I think there's so many better ages to get married and engaged. Why are you doing it while we're 22, 23? I agree with this. Like, that's what hurt me the most. Because, like, there's, like, you could have, if you waited.
You couldn't let your pussy dry up first.
This guy. If you would have waited until, like, 30 or whatever, then I'm okay with whether you get.
Once you have more success under your belt, you're okay if she does something good with her life?
Yo, you think it's because I'm not as successful right now? You think that's what it is?
Dude, if you were, like, headlining across the country, you'd be like, who? What was your name?
I don't know. But I feel like there's something about the first person that you've ever dated or whatever, if you lost your virginity to them or whatever, you always still feel that. It's in there, Christian. It's inside of you, bro.
Dude, there's a bunch of girls watching this right now being like,
right? When she hurts, you hurt. Every time she got broken up, your heart broke a little bit. You felt it. You didn't know that's what it was.
If every time she hurt, I hurt, my ass would be sore as fuck, bro. I said she was a crackhead. What do you think I meant? You thought she had a lot of money to do it?
Oh my God. Dude, this guy's hilarious. That was fucking great. Is she really a crackhead?
I mean, not like a crackhead, but she's like probably like still I don't know. I don't keep tabs on her, but like as of a couple years ago, yeah, she's definitely a drug addict.
Cracked out on something.
Yeah, exactly.
See, your love did that to her. You took it away and spiraled, man.
I'm not gonna touch this topic. right now.
All right.
Bobby's getting too
what
close.
else do I have? I put out that's the reason that I made that sketch that I put on my Instagram. That's like not really. That's like 10% of the reason. I was totally talking about someone recent who I
you
met.
It was funny, and then you saw something. You were like, "Bang, perfect, let's go."
Yeah, no, totally. Actually, I did it because the first person I was talking about, I did find out about. But
oh, you got your heart broke twice in 2 days, bro.
I didn't get my heart broke. It makes for great TV. Okay, all right. It makes for a great script.
Great content.
It makes for great. Let's check back in a year and a half, guys. We'll see what the production's looking like.
You look at Bobby's wrist and just cut marks all down it.
Jesus Christ, you fucking guy. All right. There is a showcase that I do have to promote coming up July 6th. And it is a Wednesday night at the Comedy Zone, River City Comedy Showcase. I will be on that show, so come out. Buy tickets are $10. So usually we have the open mics. It's a free open mic on Wednesdays, but we're also trying to take this opportunity to, open up a little more for the local comedy scene and people like us to actually get, some stage time like that. You know what I mean? So people who keep coming back with improved material of the show, working and doing whatever, might be able to get opportunities through that way to do that show. From Alex Sanders will be hosting it. So yeah, July 6th, he put me on the first one. So y'all go check it out. It's up on the website now. $10 tickets. I've seen many more of y'all spend much, much more money on cigarettes and vapes at the smoke shop that I sell you all day. And you're look at this man. See, come on now. You could buy a ticket.
Y'all did the Ink Factory show, and then you're like, what if we did this exact same show, but in the Comedy Zone?
Hey, that has nothing to do with me. I didn't book any of these people. I am on the show.
Old man Alex booked.
Take that up with the people who booked the show. That is one thing I do love about like this now, where I'm like, people are asking me, Bobby, get me on the stage, get me on. I'm like, hey, I have nothing to do with that. Talk to Alex.
Bobby got clout. I
have nothing.
Clout.
I have no clout. Another thing that makes me really upset now, people are like, not it makes me upset, but it makes me feel weird. People like DM me now, like, bro, let me get some tips or pointers on like comedy. I'm like, do you know that I like suck at this still? Like,
ooh, look at that
Jesus
humbleness.
Christ, bro. Like, I tell people this all the time, and I'm like, man, we are all here. Like, you walked into right here, I am right next to you. That's because we are on the same.
Yeah,
that's because we are on the same plateau.
You're part of the fake it till you make it crowd out here. Gang, gang.
Yo, shots, Christian. Shots. The Facebook post. I've been telling you, man, the comedy scene is up crazy.
If I'm not talking shit, my mouth is closed, bro.
What else do I got, man? I will say, so it's kind of hot as shit in here. Remind me in the next budget uppings to get another fan.
When you send me your financials next month, I got you. I'll CFO the podcast too, I guess.
Let's see. Do you have
anything?
Isn't
it funny that this is super inside, but isn't it funny that Alex and Scott are like 5 years apart, and Scott looks like he could be Alex's dad?
Dude, I didn't know that. Jesus Christ. I didn't know. I just found out how old Alex was when we went to your bar the other day. I had no idea. Old ass boy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was super inside too. No one's even gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Yeah. Let's see. Did you watch the fight yesterday? No. Tank Gervonta Davis. That happened.
So I'm like actually a big fight fan.
All right, let's talk about. Did you watch it, Travis, at all? All right, I'm gonna put on a little clip on the TV behind you. So for people who don't know, there was a fight, boxing. Gervonta Davis versus Rolly Romero. Now, I'm also not a big boxing guy, but
I was gonna say,
when there's nothing to watch,
you wouldn't even know what it was.
When there's nothing to watch, move your mic up. When there's nothing to watch, sorry, it keeps dropping. I tried to fix it earlier.
Should have given me a blue chew.
When there's nothing to watch, like I'm gonna put on whatever's interesting that night. Gervonta Davis knocked the.
Is that why you watched Ali's special?
Shut up, you bastard! I told you, special of the year, special of the year, special of the year.
The opening for
special of the year, special of the year. And whenever you're back in Jacksonville, I love to open for you again, sir. Thank you.
Bobby told me not to talk over each other. That's why he's wearing headphones. Then he just keeps talking over me.
Well, yeah, I gotta cover up your mess. All right, yeah. So yeah, dude. I watched this show. I watched this I was like, oh my God.
A real boxing fan.
Bro,
Watch this show.
He 6th round is when he knocked him out. He hit that man ridiculously, like if could you take a punch like that? Could you take punches? Yes or no?
Yeah, I could take a punch from a guy who's the same size as me and a professional boxer.
But look at his legs. He knocked his legs from underneath him and just clocked his ass.
Listen, from what I heard, Romero was actually winning on the scorecard. So
hey, well, I could honestly the first couple rounds, yeah, I would say the first two rounds, Romero was definitely the aggressor, like coming out of the corners and shit. But dude, no, I heard he was talking a lot of shit at the press conference. He didn't even sound like he was confident. He was like, "I'm gonna knock you out, boy." Like
that's what he does. That's what he's known for.
Is that what he sounds like actually, or was that an edit? Because it sounded like an edit.
I don't know. I haven't seen the clip you're talking about.
Well,
but I mean,
either way,
in Tank's defense, even though he doesn't need it, he's a Floyd Mayweather prodigy. So maybe he's like, we give away a couple rounds, learn what he's doing, and then we beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Well, he did that shit to a T. That shit was ridiculous. They were putting the Martin. You seen the show Martin? People were putting because he literally had his hands through the ropes all the way down, trying to get caught up. So they put that fucking Martin picture up of when he got beat up in that fight on the episode.
Yeah, like the 1-for-1 for it.
Yeah,
yo, the Rey Mysterio 619 was funny.
That shit was hilarious. Whoever edited Rey Mysterio in there,
that was funny.
That was fucked up. He definitely looked like he was getting ready to be six. Like somebody set that up perfectly, dude. I think it's crazy that men do this for sport. I think it's insane that you voluntarily sign yourself up to take a punch like that.
Dude,
in front of the world.
I honestly think that, like, I don't want the CTE, but I think it'd be real dope to be a UFC fighter.
You started fighting with Dean's thing.
You want to call it that, I guess.
All right,
I got my ass beat in a jiu-jitsu class.
All right. You got beat up in a jiu-jitsu class. Talk about it. How was this?
So, you walk in and you're the trial person. So you're already like, you got a fucking bullseye on your back, bro. Like,
okay, wait, everybody's
gauntlet.
Everybody's like wanting to fight you?
Yeah, well, because you walk in and you don't have any like the right equipment. So they're like, all right, we'll give you one. So you're wearing like a clearly like the new guy in class fucking gi. And then everybody's just like laughing at you as you're going through. And so like I'm drilling with the dude.
They're hazing? What the fuck?
Basically, it's dudes being dudes. What do you know?
Yeah.
No, so we're like drilling and I'm working with this kid who's like, I don't know, man. He was not the kind of person you want to be with on your first day. Not because he was going too rough, but I was like, hey, am I doing this right? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, all right, bro. Well, I've been doing this for 27 minutes. I hope somebody can at least guide me.
Yeah.
And then you drill for like an hour, and then you spar for 30 minutes. And, bro, that 30 minutes was longer than anything I've ever done in my entire fucking life.
What were the measurements that you were up against? You versus... Well,
so I was
5'3" male versus...
What did you just say?
I said you versus... Who'd you fight against?
No, the first part, not that part.
Talking about you calling him a manlet. That's what.
Call me 5'3".
I meant to say 5'6".
This dude has 1 inch of height on me, and he's like,
"Hey man, I have scoliosis, or I would be 3 inches
Everybody
more."
says that shit.
Everyone has scoliosis.
They're like, "Prove it. Check my spine."
I would never. That's disgusting. I would never.
You got scoliosis because of what I was doing to you last night, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck up.
No. So
right, who are you fighting?
Basically, the first person I sparred with was a girl who's probably like 6 foot, and she's a purple belt. So, like, the levels in jiu-jitsu, if anybody doesn't know this, it's like white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt.
Okay. I didn't know that.
And it takes a long time. So, purple belt is probably like 5+ years in on most cases.
Okay.
So, I go to roll with her, and we're doing these, like, guard pass and submissions. Nobody's going to get this if they don't know what jiu-jitsu is. Anyways, though, I don't know what I'm doing. This is my very first day. I don't even know how to guard pass. I don't know how to submit anybody. So, she's like, all right, come on. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, your first day? And I was like, yeah. So I have my base under me, right? Because I'm on my knees. She kicks my base out from under me, laughs, and throws a triangle.
Jesus Christ.
And starts to choke me out and gives me like a split-second window to tap. And I didn't tap. I don't know what I'm doing. So she just fully like locks it up, and I'm like going out. Like in seconds out.
No. She put you in the fucking Undertaker finishing hold, motherfucker. That's how I equate it. All right, I don't know shit about shit. It sounds like she put you in the triangle chokehold.
She's a pretty lady. She could pile drive me if she wanted to. But no,
hey, tombstone pile driver all day. I'm here. Hold me upside down.
Choked me the fuck out.
What was did anyone like? How did you wake up?
I didn't actually go unconscious.
Oh, okay, okay.
I started like literally like things started to cave in. You know, like a vignette. It started like that around my eyes.
Shit, dude.
And I was like, tap, tap, tap. I'm fucking out of here.
Jesus, you left? You went home?
No.
Oh,
you get back in the line and you go back around again, bro. Oh my God. By the third or fourth roll, I'm like gassed. Like,
At least you kept going back. After that first girl, I would have went home. I would have packed
that's
up.
what Dean said. He's like, you came to a trial class and you blacked out, but you got through it.
Wait, so Dean is the one who told you to come?
Not really. I just knew that he did it, and I was always interested. So I was like, "That's my first in." There we go.
There was a girl who we did a show at
You bring her up
Eraser.
every time I talk about it.
I did because this is going to tie into what I'm saying, you bitch. At Eraser, that we did that show that Trevor put us on. She does jujitsu. She invited me to a.
She would beat my ass,
dude. She invited me to come to that shit with her.
She beat your ass.
And
too.
after you told me that story, I literally was like, nah, I'm not. I'll come watch you fight. I'll come support.
No way you're ever landing that after she beats the fuck out of you,
dude. Yeah. And she's lesbian, so I didn't have a chance anyway. But her girlfriend's pretty also. But yeah, she told me to come to that, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna come fight. That's not who I am. That's not in my DNA. Travis, would you ever go to would you ever like fight and stuff like that, MMA and stuff?
Sure. I know how to throw punches, but I got a glass jaw. One hit on
Can you call it fighting?
What?
I don't know. Like we're rolling or whatever. Like people get.
I don't even know what that means. It's what you got. It's fighting to me. I'm envisioning people going for blood. I'm
we're not
street
punching
fight.
each
I'm
other.
envisioning Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, no, we're not like punching each other. We're like rolling around on the ground trying to like submit people. It's like trying to like bend and manipulate like joints to where they hurt. Not like, hey, I'm throwing elbows.
Did you win any of them?
No.
No. Did you go back ever?
Technically, no. I'm going back on Tuesday.
Wait, technically.
I was sick for 2 weeks in a row. I don't want to get choked out when I already can't breathe. Yeah. Listen, I learned 20 minutes of jiu-jitsu, and I'll choke you the fuck out right now.
Hey, man, I've been playing WWE SmackDown versus Raw my whole life, bitch. I will drag a Hurricane Rana your ass.
You're fucking Batista bombing in this shit, bro.
All right, that's all I had in my notes for today. I do have some.
Good more than that. I'll pull up the outline.
I mean, yeah, but there's stuff that I'm saving for later, and also it doesn't make sense now. This outline was made 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so this is a new weekend. So the show's Monday. You usually go to Rain Dogs over there and stuff. I'm working every Monday night, so I'm never out at the Monday shows. Tuesday, Voussoir. You going this week?
Yeah.
All right, Tuesday night's Voussoir. It's in Mayport, 8 p.m. Wednesday, come to the Comedy Zone. All right, sign-ups if you're a comedian start at 7. I'm going to put a list. There's a list as soon as you walk in on the table to the left, to the right. But yeah, show up. 7:30 will usually kick off before then. I might, whatever. Who knows? We'll see. Are you coming this week?
Professional.
Are you coming this week?
Yeah, I'll be there this week. I
All
got
right.
my schedule fixed. Yada,
Yes,
yada,
sir. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to not make money and drive across town to support
It was
my
1
little
week.
mic.
I missed 1 week and I got fucking hung out to dry, yo.
First of all, nobody did. I'm just giving you shit. Thursday, CBD. Are you going?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'm all right. Thursday, I might be at the Comedy Zone for the B. Simone show. But I also I'm going to the show to watch the show. She doesn't know who I am, but I am going to try to get her on the pod. So, back to doing some interviews and stuff over there, setting things up. So, yeah, that's all I got for this week coming up. And then I'm going to be in Gainesville the 22nd. I'm going to be at High Dive doing a show over there. So that is a Wednesday. I'm going to have to find somebody to guest host. Doing what?
I thought the dude who produced it was moving. I didn't realize they were still doing that show.
I mean, they just set this up with me like 2 weeks ago. Was it in the last 2 weeks?
On Thursday, I'll be on Joey's show at Island Girl.
Joey Nickel?
Yeah.
Oh, Sap. Joey, he doesn't listen to the podcast, but I know who he is. Joey Nickel's Joey Nickel is the person who brought me up on the Comedy Zone my first time on the stage. He was hosting for Ali's weekend, and like in my video on YouTube on my channel, Joey Nickel was the one introducing me. So shout out to Joey.
Is that when you're wearing that suede shirt?
Yeah, that sexy ass shirt. Yeah, man. I was looking good. That's a special shirt right there. That was a test. That's a shirt that you wear when you're glistening and fucking, I don't know. I've never used that word before.
I'm just going to let you dig yourself in a hole. Just let it come out.
Do you have any other dates?
Maybe in about a week or two when I find out. I might be going with Crespo to South Carolina and Merritt Island. Nice.
Oh, so Christian and I, Christian is the one who I told y'all a couple weeks ago. He and I were the ones who were supposed to do the 15-minute challenge. Not challenge, but like 15-minute, like have our best 15 by the end of May. Today is May 29th. We have 2 more days.
I mean, if I get to use the material I just wrote, I think
you don't have to use. Yeah, you can use whatever you want. Like you can always put it together.
Well, that's what I'm gonna try to do anyway.
Yeah, Christian is the first person who I made this with, and but you're on pace. You're on. Yeah, I won't lie to you. I probably got like 12 that I'm good and feeling good about. Like I told you, I heard my set and it felt 10? Incomplete.
Like, do I have 10?
I didn't say. When did I say that?
When you were at your house.
Oh, I was drunk, dude. I don't remember anything of that conversation at all. I went to go drink 2 days in a row. Give it up for me. I went to go bother Christian at his job.
Bang, bang, bang. Bobby had 2 drinks in 2 days. Bang, bang, bang.
Hey, that boy coming out of his shell. What you mean?
Proud of you. Proud of you.
I appreciate that.
Alcoholism kicking in right at 23.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying my best, dude. I've been fighting for my life. I don't have like my thing is I don't have it finalized though. Like it's really hard for me to be like, this is the perfect thing that I wanted to put up. This is my 15. This is great. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't have it set up.
That has been my thing. We have 2 more days, so I don't know.
So you were talking about your special though, and then
for September,
about, like Ink Factory, and I feel like yes, you want to extrapolate upon the jokes, you want to punch them up, you want to add more jokes. But if you just like create like seamless segues, you did what, 12?
The show you went to, yeah. But I only did 12 because the fucking DJ decided to play random sound effects in the middle of my jokes.
You mean one of the biggest pops of the night? Yeah, fuck that
motherfucker,
guy.
That wasn't supposed to happen. I don't care if it went well.
That's not what comedy is. For somebody who is so stuck in the
So for people who don't who don't know what I'm talking, I was in the middle of a joke. I was in the middle of one of my longer jokes, I guess, that I have, and I was the only comic that he did this to. The DJ just played sound effects after the punchline on one of the lines that I would give. And then he did
acted like you with your soundboard on the
2
podcast?
more times. This is a podcast. In the middle of my set where I have 10 minutes at the top of the show. But that's why I only did 12 minutes because that happened and it was 1 minute and 30 seconds of the content. But what you were about to say, it did go well to y'all, but to me, that went wrong because it wasn't supposed to happen.
But that's not what comedy
is.
And
Christian is one who convinced me to clip it and put it out there for y'all. I hated that part.
I mean, it's something that came out naturally. That's what...
You gotta adapt to that on the fly. That's what it's about.
Yeah, so I did that really early on. I was like 6 months in, and I was getting really frustrated when like somebody would heckle me or something would happen in the room. And it's like heckling's annoying when you're trying to try new material or like you're trying to like shoot a special. But at the same time, like comedy is not this plan. Like I have a set. These are the words I'm going to say. This is what's going to happen. Yeah, like it's such an organic live thing. Whatever happens, happens, and that's
so long as you can take that and like make it your own. Then
I mean, if
come
you
out on top.
If the heckler gets you, sorry, it is what it is. It all happens. But well, I was talking to Scott about that.
You posted that clip that I'll finish up one. I'll get to it.
No, I was gonna say like I was talking to Scott about that, and he was saying how like he wished he like got this like heckler more at one point, and he like wished he would have done more. And I'm like, dude, you're like a year in. Like he's like
that's also what I had to learn. Like
him, and I'm like Sam Morrill's 17.
Yeah,
how many times Sam Morrill got owned by the room before he got good at it?
You posted this thing on your story, and then I reposted it because I thought it was spot on. It was that open mic meme where you were like,
bro, I saw like
you don't
9
deserve
people post that after, and I was like, it's spot on.
You're like, if you don't deserve me at my what the fuck was that? You don't deserve me at my good set.
Let's go.
I thought that was so profound and spot on for where we are today and what we're doing, dude.
Bro, that's what stand up is. I did that. So like a month ago, I did 2 shows on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I did 1 show at a brewery. Professional comedians out here. And it went great. I did 12 minutes up top, fucking killed. I did some room jokes. I did some new material. I did like 3 jokes off the top. Phenomenal show. I did the exact same set an hour later in an 8-minute format. So I should be able to trim the fat, make it even stronger. And I did like
it didn't
3
go
out of
well.
10.
It didn't go well?
It did so not well that my first 4 jokes all bombed.
Nice.
And then so I took my closer and said, fuck it, we'll throw it in the middle of my set. Closer worked.
Yeah. So I had that same experience my first paid show. It was like 2 weeks before I did the Ali Siddiq show, and then I used those jokes at the paid show. Nobody laughed. So I was supposed to do 15 minutes on this show. I put my closer in minute number 5.
Let's go.
The dog joke, I put that minute number 5, and then nobody laughed. It got like the softest laugh. I did 5 minutes and 45 seconds of comedy that night, and I kept the show rolling, dude.
Bro, it's so hard to dig yourself out of a hole once you're in it. Like, you get like 2 or 3 strikes, and if your first 3 jokes don't go well, your first 3 opening riffs don't go well.
Yeah. What's interesting though is like we were having this conversation when you came to my job and we were talking about comedy. Like there's comedians who do that on purpose. Like they will put themselves in a hole because if their jokes are funny enough, you will like them at the end of it. You've laughed enough. Yeah, but which I get it. It's like a different approach. I don't purposely say something to get the crowd to hate me or anything. But there are those jokes where you know the crowd is not going to fuck with you. But it's not about them at that point.
What comic who isn't super experienced does that?
Yeah. Well, I'm never talking about that. I'm just talking about what happens.
Right.
We also if we can say that for anybody. If we're talking about comedy, you're like, oh yeah, but you need experience for that.
No, I'm just saying that like I've never heard of a comic who doesn't have a fan base who ruins the room first. Like, you know who ruins the room to make sure they're good?
Bad
Louis
host.
C.K.
Oh.
I don't know if they do it to make sure they're good, but bad hosts do ruin.
I was just going with the who ruins the room part, but you kept going.
Bobby talking over me, even though he's the one wearing headphones. Shocker. I listened to that last episode, and like 30 minutes in, you were like, episode? I feel like I'm talking a lot. And I was like, look at myself, Aware King. He's talking a lot.
Episode was filmed in like the first week of April. I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, I had to wait 2 months to hear me get shit talked on a podcast.
Well, if you showed up to the episode like you were supposed to, you would have heard it live, bitch. Hey, Travis, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling fantastic. A little sweaty, but I'm feeling great.
Are you sweaty too? I'm also sweaty. We are at 50 minutes, gentlemen. This was a great pod. Do y'all have anything? I do want to thank you for coming out and doing the show. Hopefully, Travis wants to come back and do this. I talked to Travis at the open mic about kind of what all this was and saying that, you know, with the opportunity that I have right now in the position that I'm in life, if I can get all this to work and go right and have people there who are expertise in what they're doing, we could really change and actually be somewhere and be lucrative and it matter. You know what I mean? So I want to thank him for giving me his time and his beautiful, beautiful lights. I probably look a little light skinned as y'all, you know, go check it out on YouTube if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Pandora, Amazon, wherever you are right now. Shout out to you. We love you for that.
Obviously,
but yeah, you can follow me at you threw me off. I forgot what I was about to say.
I gotta get in the words when I can.
Follow me on Instagram at maybe Bobby. On TikTok, I finally have over 100 followers. I'm at 103. We're moving up.
Triple digits, baby.
At Maybe Bobby Comedy on TikTok, at Maybe Bobby on YouTube. Those are the best places to get this content will be YouTube, and I push more Apple or whatever, but we'll see. Christian, what's your socials, my guy?
Christian Blaker on pretty much everything.
I've been telling Christian to start his fucking YouTube channel already, and what has he still not done? Started it. Christian's got to start a YouTube channel, guys. Go subscribe to Christian on YouTube. Christian Blaker. He's going to put comedy up there. I don't know if it's going to be Christian Blaker comedy or something, but you post clips all the time on Instagram, and you're doing good numbers on Instagram. Put the shit on YouTube, too, my man. Build your YouTube up.
Yeah, don't pay attention to my recent post if you think I'm doing good numbers.
It's been like 2 months since we had the conversation of me telling you to start your YouTube channel. And you literally said, I'm going to start it right now because I sent you the people who show up when you type your name right now. But yeah,
Travis.
But
when you type my name on Google, some random football player who like never even made pro leagues shows up. And I'm like, yo, fuck this cat. Yo,
start your goddamn YouTube, dude. Travis also takes beautiful pictures, and he's doing video for me today. Do you have anything you want to promote, man? What you got going on?
If you want to see those quote-unquote beautiful pictures, check out my Instagram, Travissimo9.
Travissimo?
Travissimo.
Nobody can spell that.
Yeah, I really gotta change my username. I've had that since like middle school.
And that made me just think of fucking Juandissimo from Timmy. What was the Timmy Turner thing?
Juandissimo Magnifico.
Is that what you named it after? Travissimo or something?
Something like that. I think it's Italian. I heard it in an Assassin's Creed game.
Are you Italian?
No, I don't know. Maybe I'm like Filipino and white. You know,
really?
take from that as you will.
Going to be Puerto Rican and like or some type of Hispanic.
I mean, technically, if you dig into the history of Filipinos, there is some Hispanic in me. By choice, not so much.
There's not white in you by choice either, if we're going that route.
Yeah, so go check out Travis's stuff. I want to thank him for doing this pod. I don't have anything else for y'all today. Thank you, gentlemen. Let me play us a bop and get up out of here.
Let me get one more in here. Shout out Mikey B and Morgan Gallo Comedy. Follow them both, but fuck them two at the same time.
Morgan has enough followers. You can follow. You can follow me, Christian, and Mikey.
Send some of their followers our way.
Yeah,
we need the
Honestly,
publicity.
unfollow Morgan on Instagram.
All right, guys. I love y'all. We'll be back this week. Another solo episode or some interview episodes. Who knows? But yeah, see y'all later. Peace. Oh, wait. Tomorrow, I don't know where I'll be, but I'll be there. Thanks for listening to Writer's Block. There we go.
Bang, bang.